Hey guys, T-Master here. Today we're going to be looking at Liling, and since he is one of the beginner banner legendary, I believe most of you guys have him or you will have him eventually. For newer players, you might not know he used to be a broken Esper, but after he is nerfed pretty badly, we don't see him used that much anymore. And today I will be talking about whether or not he is still viable in today's Dislyte and whether or not you should be investing your resources into it. Let's begin. Firstly, we'll be looking at his skill. His skill is pretty straightforward, it's not that complicated. His first skill deals single target damage, which have a chance of inflicting sear, and his second skill also deals single target damage 5 times and have a chance of defense down after his resonance 2. And finally, his third skill deals AoE damage, which hit pretty hard and have a little bit of true damage. It's not as much as before he was nerfed, but it is still something. And after his resonance 6, you actually get AP steal, which is very helpful in a lot of contents. Now for the relic, it's also very simple. You mainly want to focus on attack and crit damage, and get here a little bit of speed can be helpful from the substat. Accuracy is nice but not necessary. And for the 4-piece set, you mainly want to use War set for the attack percent or the Thunder set for the critical damage percent. The Nether set is okay at the early game, but along the way when you have better healers and you can keep Liling alive, the Nether set is not that helpful anymore and you better off go with the War set or the Thunder set. And some people use him with the Stun set, which I personally don't use, because I think his main role is to deal damage, and putting him a stun set, it may be able to work sometimes, but I think it's not optimal, so just go with damage for the best outcomes. And for the 2-piece set, you want to go with the crit rate set, and you should be aiming for about plus 60 critical rate, so that it will bring you to 100% critical rate with a crit rate buff. And another reason why you should go with the crit rate set is because his Ascension actually doesn't give you any crit rate, so it can be a little bit tricky for you to get crit rate on him. So using the critical set on the 2-piece slot is very helpful on that. And for the ring, you always want to go with the critical damage set. Critical rate is not that helpful, you will sacrifice a lot of damage, so I would only recommend you the critical damage set. And for the earphone, go for attack bonus percent and also same for the boots. Since Liling's role is to deal damage, so going for the attack percent on his boots is a better choice than speed in my opinion. You can always get speed from the substat, and then if you use the speed boot instead, you will sacrifice a lot of damage, which I also think is not optimal for him. Now for PvE content, he is quite useful in Shadowfire. I'm currently using him in my Shadowfire team right now. He deals very good AoE damage, so Shadowfire is a very good place for Liling. And other than that, he is also very good in story, tower and cube depending on the stage. And one thing I should mention is, even though he is an Inferno Esper, he is not going to be good in APAP, even though APAP is like, win Esper, because he deals multi-hit damage and you don't want multi-hit damage in APAP. So do not use Liling in APAP. And for PvP, I think he is still very strong in point war in the speed 15 because he is still doing a lot of damage. And let's try him against this tank team. Liling is very good, especially when paired with Ashley, because he deals extra true damage. And let's see how much he do. 136,000 for his DPS burst. Okay, we got that, nice. Now let's see how much damage he actually do. He's still doing a lot of damage, as you can see. And for Hollow Battle, I think he is not that great of an option because you won't be able to utilize his third skill since you only have 3 enemies instead of 5 in point war. So I would say he's not the best option in Hollow Battle because you have other options like Chloe or Gaius, which does not sacrifice on their damage when you have fewer enemies. So that's about it for Liling. I think he is definitely still worth to build him, but for the ability mod it's not necessary unless you need the damage desperately in high tier PvP. Otherwise he can work just fine without the ability ups. That's it for the video today guys. If you think my video is helpful, be sure to hit like, subscribe, ring the bell button, and see you next time.